Season 11 is brought to you by British University Vietnam.
Hello! Welcome to another enlightening episode of IELTS Face Off. As the main concept of this season is that English is the language that connects us all, this episode is all about connection. The connection between the guest, the connection between English and our life. And our two main guests are seasoned, talented translators, interpreters, English teachers, and educators. It is not only the high-profile jobs for them, but it's also about the dedication, the enthusiasm, the efforts they put into every lesson, every translation, and every student. So, let's get ready to be enlightened and, dare I say, entertained as we delve into these captivating lives of them. Let's get started.
Fruitful moment when he met one of his successful students, Miss Thuỷ. She arrived a little early, knowingly on the same day as Mr. Khang's segment. She's coming in early with the hope of catching her former teacher before he leaves. They've kept in touch over the years, but moments like these are rare and special. They had a little time to update on their lives and work, but now I would love to spend more time with this lady to know more about her journey with English learning and teaching.
And our next guest, Miss Nguyễn Thuỷ. She has been working for the Immigration Department, Ministry of Public Security for 17 years as an international cooperation officer, translator, and interpreter before switching her job. Currently, she has helped students achieve many large and prestigious scholarships with profound and authentic writings. She won 2 prestigious government scholarships, including the Chevening Scholarship 2016-2017 by the UK government and Australia Award Scholarship 2016 by Australian government. And the UK was her chosen destination for the Master Study of International Human Rights Law at the age of 30. She loves the word change, as she thinks it had led her to many amazing opportunities in her life. Along with her teaching, she's gonna share her passion in education and her story when deciding to change and go for what she really cares about.
Welcome back to the show. One of the highlights of being the host of IFO is I got a chance to meet a lot of brilliant minds. And I think the guest who is sitting next to me is a perfect example of lifelong learning. She has an amazing career with a lot of occupations, and she's someone who always embraces changes and gets some accomplishments and achievements both personally and professionally. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you the translator, English teacher, entrepreneur, chị Thuỷ.
Thank you. Nice to meet you and nice to be here with IFO.
It's an honor to have you here on the show.
My honor too.
Yes, I read through your profile and I'm amazed at a lot of achievements. You are a translator, an interpreter, you work for the government, you are an English teacher. Would you mind giving us an brief overview of your career?
Oh, actually, I've gone through several occupations, like I say, wearing many hats. I graduated from the University of Foreign Languages, and my first aim was to become an English teacher. After teaching for nearly 2 years at Phương Đông University, I moved on to the Immigration Department, Ministry of Public Security, a totally different area, and I have been working there for nearly 17 years.
Nearly 2 decades.
Yeah, nearly 2 decades. And then I left. Mm-hmm. At the time I left the public security force, I was already at the senior lieutenant colonel rank. I started from scratches all over again. I became an English teacher, educator, independent educational counselor. I left a very stable job to do a startup with my friend, and now I'm academic manager of a independent educational counselor group in Hanoi, based in Hanoi. And we are independent educational counselor. It's a bit different from like a study abroad agency.
Yes, I think it is no exaggeration to say that you are a woman of versatility. You're
you
wearing
for
many
compliments.
hats, and I feel like you can do a lot of things. So just earlier on, we met your teacher, Thầy Khánh. How has becoming the student of Thầy Khánh influenced your approach to teaching? Let's talk about your first job, a teacher.
Actually, a lot. Not only Thầy Khánh, but also many other teachers at every stage of life, since primary school to secondary school, and later on in-house trainings when I was working for the immigration department. I attended a translation and interpretation course, and among many teachers, Thầy Khánh and Thầy Nguyễn Quốc Hùng, Phạm Ngọc Thạch are the three teachers that influenced and affected me most. I learned a lot from them. You know, at my time, the teaching approach was totally different, like teacher-centered. Most of the time, the teacher talked and students would listen and do exercises. And in the interpretation lessons with Mr. Khánh, Mr. Hùng, and Mr. Thạch, we directly communicated with them. We heard about their experience as an interpreters. They are all amazing teachers and also very experienced and talented interpreters. And what they taught us was like accumulated and filtered from their practical experience. So it is precious for me. And later on, not only after the course I improved myself as an interpreter and translator, I performed better a job, but also I carried with me all the knowledge and skills I learned with them onto this job. And during the mentoring work with my students. And for example, I learned for Mr. Khánh, he is really encouraging teacher, always requiring us to produce various options, various translation options for one source text. And for Mr. Nguyễn Quốc Hùng, he taught us how to quickly respond in a very intense duration of interpretation. Like, now I give you a text, and within 2 or 3 seconds, give me your solution. Which grammar structure you would use to convey this text from Vietnamese into English and vice versa. And I learned from him how to quickly respond in very intense situation. And for Mr. Phạm Ngọc Thạch, now he's the leader at the University of Hanoi, right? He taught us kiss, no kiss, just a kiss. Keep it short and simple.
Wow.
Yes. Everything he said, just try the best to keep it short and simple, so that you will not be confused or not too worried about complexity, about grammar. And I think simplicity is the best way to convey our idea, especially in such stressful and intense situation during simultaneous interpretation or in high-profile meetings.
Sure.
Yes, I'm really grateful and appreciate what I have learned from those teachers.
Yes, I always, like when I talk to previous generation, I always feel like you all have a strong foundation of English languages, and you can really seamlessly use the language to progress in your life, both professionally and personally. Like Thầy Khánh already complimented you during class, you are the only one who come up with the solutions in terms of rewriting the sentences and the interpretation. How did you learn and study English back then?
At high school, I learned Russian, and during secondary school, I learned nothing, because I grew up in a a small town, and there was no teacher of English. So we didn't learn any foreign language during secondary school. And when I was at high school, once I saw the Big Bang on the textbook cover, and I just thought that someday I want to be here in person to see Big Bang by myself.
Wow.
And so I turned to English. Although the foreign language that I learned at school was Russian, yes, and I learned only grammar, the grammar in use. I learned all the book grammar in use, and with the knowledge from that book only, came to and enter the university entrance test, and I don't know how can I pass.
Wow, that's so cool.
You know, when I was at first years of university, I couldn't speak English. I think I was good at grammar and vocab. I could hear people speak, I could understand, but I couldn't speak. I couldn't express myself clearly. When during oral examination, I remember my teacher asked me, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Nam Định." "Okay, can you describe something about the hometown?" "It's poor." And he said, "How poor is it? Can you explain?" And I explained to him in Vietnamese. "Nghèo đó thầy."
Yeah, at that time, like,
I
no
will
idea
never-
about speaking.
I will never forget. I really thought that he didn't understand what poor mean.
Oh,
So I explained
yeah.
the Vietnamese meaning to him. Until recently, I was a bit like less confident, not enough belief in myself, in my speaking, my pronunciation, until the master's study in the UK. Before leaving to the UK, I still heard someone say that Thuỷ pronunciation is not good. So I dare not I dare not speak anything out English because I'm afraid. I was afraid of people judging me on my accent, on my pronunciation. But when I went over to the UK, and my teacher, she told me that the accent is the value. Every action is valuable, and you can communicate clear and understandable in English. So believe in yourself.
Wow, that's really nice.
I must say that the master course in the UK may be a bit too late for me at the mid-30s, but it brought me confidence, and it encouraged me to change the job to become an English educator later on.
It's really motivating. I'm really impressed at the detail that you said. You look at the cover of the book and it has a Big Bang and you imagine yourself being there one day. I think whenever something is in your head, it's already show us that we can achieve that. It is something that the universe signals to us. You know, I have a huge respect for you because you got the Chevening Scholar. You are a Chevening Scholar. Yeah. I mean, it shows you never stop learning. At that time, you already have a family with 2 daughters. What is something that motivates you to keep learning and applying for the scholarship?
I think I am a kind of ambitious person. I can't live without plans, except for like marriage and love. It just knocked me off. For everything else, I always made a plan and to do it. I like setting a goal, making plans, and try my best to achieve it. Success or failure, I always value. And many of my friends, my classmates during university, they got scholarship, doctorate or master, and they traveled all over the world, Australia, USA, UK, and some European countries to study for the master. I wanted to be like them. I wanted to have something to tell, to flex during class reunion.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to set an example for my children because at the time, my children, my daughter entered primary school, and I just wanted to tell them that, mother, at this age, still go to study, so why not for you to study, to keep on studying? And I just want to set an example.
That shows how amazing efforts you put into learning, and you are perfect presentation of the quote that says age is just a number. Yeah, age is just a number. You're always learning, and you have a young spirits in yourself, and you're keeping your way of contributing to the society with all of your experience and all of your expertise. What are some potentials in students, in the young people that you can look in, and you think that, okay, you should keep up the good work?
For young students, I must say, many times I feel envious with them because they have so many advantages. And with AI, with technologies, teaching material, learning material all around, they have so many opportunities to grow themselves. I try to be like their friend, their inspirer, their mentor, not only teacher. I do not teach you, I only be with the companion on the routes to discover yourself. I also often tell them about my experience and my life stories. I hope that I can share with them some kind of inspiration.
Nice. I think being an educator is such a fulfilling, rewarding, and happy journey, and I think you have been doing such an amazing job in inspiring the young generation of students. So yes, I hope maybe sometimes I can visit your office. If I get the invite, I hope. But yeah, I really respect your career, and I think that you can go further and further with all of your enthusiasm and your contributions. So thank you very much for sharing with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me here today to share about my stories, and I hope it helps and hope it be inspiring to you young learners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing talk. I learned a lot, and I hope that you can learn a lot from our guests as well. Whenever I come to the set, I always bring my notebook and a pen because I think this is the perfect presentation of knowledge, and knowledge is power. Knowledge is powerful, isn't it? And what I can learn from the guests is that, number one, they always say that they feel so thankful to their teachers and to the knowledge. I think that having gratitude in life is really important because having gratitude equals to having happiness, having the openness to learn. And the second thing is that they always keep learning. They are perfect examples of lifelong learners. No matter how big their accomplishment in life, they always learn something new. They never stop learning. And I think that learning is definitely a lifelong journey of self-discovery. Third, English is really important. For me, English opens up new doors of opportunities. As you can remember, our guest Thuỷ, she has, been through a lot of career shifts, but everything is really successful. And she has, progressed professionally with her English. And for Thầy Khánh, he has a glamorous, a wonderful career with English language as well. So I think that language is a tool for us to achieve our goals and to help us to get a lot of opportunities in life. So study languages. No matter that is English, no matter that is any other language, as long as you are interested in a particular culture, study that language. Because we're living in a globalized world, and the more languages you learn, the more life you are experiencing. So, yes, I think that in conclusion, their dedication, their enthusiasm, their openness to learning have reaffirmed my commitment to education, and I hope that they do the same to you. Thank you very much for tuning in to IELTS Face Up, and see you next time.